Hey everyone, this is Sunnylex again on Twitch. Oh. And today I'm going to continue the trance track again. Yeah, I know I already do this track for like 4 or 5 live streams. I guess it's getting a bit boring already for me too, actually, because usually I finish my tracks much faster, but the plan was just to make it on live streams, and I do only 1 or maybe 2 hours long live streams, so that's why it's not finished yet. But I will definitely try to finish it today. I mean, just the arrangement or the music in it, the musical parts, maybe the intro. The intro is still not good. I'm just not sure which one is the good one. I think this is, yeah. We'll see. Yay! All right, let's listen to this again. going to call him back later. Don't worry, I'm not an asshole, just I'm sure it's not so important. It's quite good, isn't it? We're getting there slowly. It's pretty groovy already. Hey Psychotic Shadow. Hey again. How are you? Thanks for joining me again today. My plan is to finish this track today. I mean, more or less. At least the arrangement or something. I still need so many small details. Yay! Automation is the shit, seriously. But it takes ages to make all the automations correctly. It's still not really good. I mean, the volume is still goes. It's too loud at some point, but I think I'm gonna solve it on the next phase, in the mixing phase. So it's gonna be good for now, I guess. Where the coffee at? You know what? I don't even drink coffee. I don't like its taste. So I think it's a good thing, because as I know, my mother drinks a lot of coffee. She's kind of coffee addict. It's definitely not healthy. I just don't like its taste. I drink, which is probably even worse, but I drink too much Coke. But it's still much better than snoring it, if you know what I mean. I just drink it. It's not a big deal. Sorry for the feedback, guys. Good morning, DJ Jesus. Jesus, or how is it pronounced correctly? I mean, how you mean morning? It's like 4 p.m. here, but no Jesus. I'm sorry. Like geese us. Geese us. Right. Where do you live, guys? What? You think the baseline is similar to something? Seriously? I've worked on this fucking baseline for like ages. And I put like every kind of single weird shit sound in it, and you think it's similar to something? Oh my god. uh, Everything has been made already, some people say. I would be really surprised if someone else would already would have created the same kind of thing already. It's so weird. Actually, my own track called Pequod or Pico is kind of has a similar groove, I guess, but I need to listen to it. Because it has like a longer bass note on the first beats, and it has that kind of like sucking in reverse thing as well, as I remember. I think it's a bit similar, actually. I think the conception of the groove is similar, but it's still pretty different. But hey, I did the Pico one as well, so I think I'm able to copy myself. Or not, no. I hate this feeling, actually, when when I create something and I have the similar feeling as you mentioned, that it sounds like something else. Sounds like someone else did already. The Simpsons did it already. Yeah, tell me please. Prida, Stay With Me. Let me check. I love that track actually. But not the... You're not talking about the bass line, right? More like the arrangement.
I just want the top end.
Hey, Armin.
Kill all the reverb.
Jesus Christ, this kick is crazy. So much low end. I think you were talking about the build-up, right? Because the bass line, to me, it doesn't sound similar, but the build-up is kinda, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you're absolutely right. The build-up is kind of similar with this delay and its feedback. But I think that's it. Yeah, it's the old school way actually. I tried it a couple of times already, but I just found a really good delay effect, and and sometimes lately I use it as the build-up effect, just to make the percussion sounds and the hi-hats and everything. Just make I'm making like a huge feedback on everything until the drop or something. Actually, I think this part needs the same build-up arrangement here before the breakdown. Because why not? interesting. I need to make it much smoother. Every single dB has setting one single dB has incredible meaning sometimes. Sometimes I feel like I'm a brain surgeon or something. Like, I mean, it's not. Don't get me wrong. It's not so important, but just all the small details are important. Just a tiny thing can make huge differences. That's what I meant. I'm not saving lives. I love this. It's not gonna be finished today. I'm really satisfied with it so far. I started to love the intro, and all the small details, the build-ups and everything. Just need to work it and polish much more, I guess. We are getting there, guys. I need to refresh my ears, so I'm going to read some of your comments because you are so active, and I'm so glad for that. Yeah, that's an Access Virus Ti on my desk. It's the desktop version. It's really old actually. It's like I bought it like 7 years ago. I used to use it a lot, like every single track, single track. But lately, since there is Silent and Spire and Serum, actually I'm just too lazy to even to turn it on. But actually I made a sound set for it, and I'm really satisfied with it, because actually sometimes I use it just to make, the point in creating music, in my opinion, to be unique somehow. It's the hardest part. And every single producer uses the usual plugins like Silence, Spire, Serum, and everything is the same, because there are a bunch of presets and everything. Just you have to play something on the fancy presets and you have a track already. But if you have something much different, like you have a hardware like a virus or like old school synthesizers like a Moog or anything, just for make at least one or two sound, which is different than everything else what everyone else use, if you know what I mean. I think that's a good conception. That's a good thing if you have a hardware just for it. So sometimes I use it just for one single line, which is just so much different than anything else, and you can tell. Actually, I think the average listener can even tell the difference, probably. They couldn't explain what's the difference, but it's just different. Yeah, exactly. The smallest details sometimes make the biggest difference. It's true. Sometimes, even if you have an average groove or average ID, if you try to work on the small details, it can become something really unique and great. Yeah, I use Windows PC. I'm not on Mac. I don't know why. Maybe because I'm not rich enough, or I don't know. Actually, I'm on Cubase for more than 10 years, and since I always used PC and Windows, and it doesn't matter for me. It works. Yeah, it's an old Samsung TV actually. It's like 6 or 7 years old. Okay, not that old, but if you look at the frame, it's pretty thick. Not like the new TVs, like not the thin frames. It's like an old school one. But I got used to it. Actually, I tried pretty much every single software. Like I started with the tracker softwares, like if you know what kind of things were that, like Fast Tracker or Modplug Tracker. It's the old school DAWs, and then I tried Reason. I loved it, but in those times the audio quality was really shitty in Reason, even in FL Studio. I tried FL Studio when its name was Fruity Loops back in the days. So I tried Fruity Loops as well. I made like 10 tracks in Fruity Loops, like 5 tracks in Reason, like 13 years ago or something. And then I tried Cubase because someone told me it has the best audio engine and the audio quality is just much better than in everything else. And it was true, because when I tried Reason, I noticed that one of its samplers had so shitty quality. Even if I loaded a sample, a longer loop or a longer sample in it, it started, the high end started to disappear after a while. Just so weird. But I'm sure it's not happening anymore. It's all these issues probably gone already, or definitely. I tried actually Ableton as well. I love it, but I use Cubase for such a long time. I just couldn't change, I think. But it does everything what I want. So why would I change? It's just perfect to me. Everything's up to me. I mean, it's my workflow is in 10 years I can say I pretty much perfected my own workflow, which is important. And at this part, only the creativity, which is which gives you the borders, nothing else. Well, actually, yeah, my friend Adam Sabo just released his new plugin called Viper. I already mentioned it a couple of live streams ago, and it's easily the best audio quality what I ever heard in softwares. The filters and the oscillators are just like nothing else. Seriously. So check Adam Sabo's Viper. I actually made a couple of presets for the Factory Bank, and actually I'm pretty sure that I will do a whole sound set for it later. It's just only 32 bits so far for PC only, and I'm waiting myself for the 64 bit as well. Wow, Reason does 192K. That's amazing. Yeah, it's already professional. It's already professional too, definitely. Like like FL Studio, like Ableton, Logic. Actually, many people just change from Logic to Ableton because, as I know, there are a bunch of bugs. It's pretty buggy lately. Hey, your music, thanks. Yeah, I know. The reason I already mentioned it a couple of live streams ago. The reason why the desktop is smaller and my fatty face is the bigger on the live stream. The reason I don't really want to publish all the small settings or details I use. It's a great thing, I think, that I share these moments, these hours with you all guys, and I really appreciate that you are joining me, and it's awesome. I just I feel if I would share all the small settings and every single secrets we can say, it's everyone needs to figure out his or her own way to create something. That's my opinion. That's the reason. And it's actually not a tutorial or anything like that. I don't really want to teach anything because I think I'm not a good teacher anyways. Just want to share something. Just want to share my studio time with you guys. All right, I think I'm gonna listen to it again. I have about 10-15 minutes yet. Not sure what can I do in this time. Since I don't have time for anything already, I'm just going to read the comments again. Because you're still so active. I love it, guys. Real appreciate it. Thanks for watching me. Yeah, I do mastering actually, but it's not a big deal. The big deal is the mixing, because you can't really fix a bad mix with a master, but everyone knows that. But everything you will see, my workflow is about just to finish a track like this one. Finish the arrangement and the musical parts of it, and then I'm going to export all the stems separated and put it into a whole new project when I'm only going to polish the sounds sonically. Sometimes I change whole bass lines, sometimes whole leads, because I think it's the different parts of your brain which works in a creative process like making music. You use the creative part of your brain, but doing a good mix and fine-tuning dBs and turning knobs, it's a whole different thing. It's more the science part of the game, I guess. Actually, music itself is science, like at least 50%, maybe much more. But the mixing is, I think it's all about the numbers. Obviously, you need to hear what you do. You need it's really great if you have a good pair of ears, but it's much more than that. It's for me, it's all about the numbers, because I don't even know how I will manage to share this part of my workflow, because I actually invented a pretty interesting mixing process, and it's really effective, and I don't know how am I going to share it without giving all the huge secret of Sunny Legs. But the thing is, yeah, it's actually, it took me long years to figure out how the sounds work together and alone, and how harmonics work, why is it so important to fit these together, and the phases and everything. It's just, yeah, it's something that you don't really find on the internet, or not even in probably in shitty tutorials. And I'm not going. My plan is not to share these kind of infos, but I will figure it out somehow. The thing is, why I started to explain this. I think it's which is also important to have fresh ears, and it's much better if someone else does your mixing with fresh ears, but obviously only if the person has the right skills for that, the right system for that. But I think it's more about the skills and the process, in my opinion. Every single dB and every single small detail counts a lot in the mix when so many channels are just, you know, doing something together. So you have to have some kind of some kind of resolution behind it. Not resolution. I don't even know what word I'm trying to find. But so the thing is, in my opinion, mixing is very, very important, especially in electronic dance music. And it's about the bass line and the kick drum, because in the spectrum and in the waveform, those have the biggest impact on your whole mix. But it's not a new thing, everyone knows that. But it's really, if we are talking about like an electro house track or a minimal techno or something, it's much easier to mix it down, because in those tracks mostly the bass line doesn't change its key. But since trance is about the melodies and the chord progressions, and the bass line is changing its key, it's just a whole different thing to mix it down properly. Yeah, that's important. So you have to have some kind of solution for that, especially for Anjunabeats, because those guys have really, really great ears and really great studio acoustics and studio monitors and everything, and they are just perfectionists. And you know, that's why even if they got a really great demo track, even if it's great musically, it has great IDs in it, but if it's not enough punchy sonically, they are not gonna sign it. Not even from us, not even from me, not even from other established Anjunabeats artists, because yeah, the good thing, they are going to give us some feedbacks at least, because sometimes it's like it's almost there, but the mix is still not perfect. So I'm really thankful for them, because I think I couldn't evolve so much on other labels than I evolved at Anjunabeats in the past 10 years. And it's really important. Yeah, phase interactions. Yeah, definitely. If your phase just not correct, then your whole track will sound really weak and shitty. Yeah, that's the first point. What's my plans for this year? Well, my main plan is to create an album, an artist album finally. And actually, this time challenging thing, I had an idea actually that I'm going to try to make a track every single day for a month or something like that. This maybe next month. That I wake up in the morning, I come here, I turn on my camera and my computer and Cubase, and I try to start and probably finish a track a day for a month. Maybe not on weekends, but it will be like 20 tracks. I need to talk with the Anjuna Beats guys, because maybe it's not a good idea to stream my upcoming artist album. So I'm not sure about that, but that's I think that's a really exciting idea. I would do it definitely, just because sometimes I feel like if I'm trying to push myself to the limits to finish something in like a certain amount of time, it just can be really effective. Who knows? Who is the best mixing skills in EDM scene? I think it's definitely Andrew Bayer, because his tracks just sound so incredibly well sonically. Every single track of his is just flawless. Seriously, Mezzo is a god also. Yeah, Noisia, Deadmau5 and Eric Prydz, but Deadmau5 and Eric Prydz, or even Noisia as well, it's just much different. I'm not saying that it's easier to create those kind of tracks. Definitely not, because it's just, the hardest part of those tracks are different than creating something more trancey. But mixing wise, that trance is definitely one of the hardest music genre to mix it down properly. That's I'm 100% sure about that. So, but yeah, Deadmau5 tracks and Eric Prydz tracks sounds just amazing. Yeah, Mezzo says Noisia is the god. Yeah, I know. Yeah, and the Noisia kind of tracks has like each different element has its own peak time, like, but like mostly only one really complex sounds really loud, but it's not really. But trance is much different, because when you try to mix together a bass line which plays different, like 5 or 6, maybe 8 different notes sometimes, with a wide super soul lead which plays huge chords and a top melody on it, and the whole drum section and everything which plays together in the same times. In my opinion, that's why it's probably the hardest musical genre to mix it down. That's why we actually could lose the loudness war, because it's because of these elements, especially these super souls. It just kills if it's not really well mixed down. It just kills the whole mix. Alright guys, thanks for today. Thanks for joining me again. It was amazing again. I think I'm going to make a really short one tomorrow morning, Hungarian time, which is like 13 or 14 hours from now, I guess. And we'll see. Alright, have a great day everyone, and see you soon. Bye.